Hey now, how was that for an episode of Star Wars Rebels Season 0? I mean the Bad Batch, or as we shall call it this week, S1E11, Devil's Deal. Let's get to the breakdown as there is some solid lore to unpack. In terms of the eggs and references, we start off with the return of Gobi Glee, Hera's uncle and a character featured in the Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels. It appears we can thank him for Hera's rebel roots. Up next in the who's who of Rylothian characters, we have Orn Free Taa, a character from the prequels and Clone Wars. We also get to see Hera's mom Eleni for the first time. One can see where Hera gets her looks, because Miss Syndulla is also a lovely looking Twi'lek. And to round things out, we see Chams Syndulla, another major Clone Wars character and Rebels star. I also want to touch on Clone Captain Hauser, who was actually first revealed via a 4-pack of vintage collection clone figures as Captain Ballast. So I'm not sure what's up with the name swap unless Hauser is another nickname of Ballast. I'll have more thoughts on this clone in a bit though. The best egg reference of this episode is next, and I'm talking about the debut of young Hera and her pal Chopper. We predicted her appearance in the Bad Batch on the SWTS, and quite frankly, it couldn't have been handled any better. Vanessa Marshall is back as her voice, and even has the right Lothian accent going on. Chopper is chopping, and we even get to see her passion for flying take root. Thank you, Dave and team. During the capture of Hera, we can see that the Empire is still using clone gunships, juggernaut transports for prisoners, and clone speeders. And while we're on things that move other things, we also see some blurgs, which were first featured a long time ago in the Ewok movies, but also showed up in the Clone Wars, and probably most famously in The Mandalorian. And now for the key moments. And a reminder to please like and leave a comment on this video, and if you're not already subscribed, please hit that button now and turn on notifications. Also, don't forget that you can get 20% off plus free shipping with the code SWTS at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with the code SWTS at manscaped.com. Tame that summer swamp in your pants with Manscaped in the Performance Package 4.0 today. Alright, so seeing the Syndulla clan in full was pretty great, but I found Cham's initial support of the Empire to be a key moment in this episode. This is especially true considering what we know happens to his wife, his daughter's rebel leanings, and ultimately his thread of rebellion featured in Star Wars Rebels. While he was trying to do the right thing, his support of the Empire will ultimately lead to the breakup of his family and the political enslavement of his people. I appreciated learning that at this stage in the timeline, Hera and Chopper were already doing rebellious things. She clearly is a rebel at heart, which we saw partly comes from her mother and uncle. This episode was just great at filling in some of Hera's past, and I found the nods to her love of flying to also be a beautiful narrative touch. We may not see the fruits of Hera and Omega's first ever meeting for some time, but I have a feeling it won't be their last. They will probably link up again in the next episode, as I have a feeling the Batch will end up helping her escape. But there could also be future implications from their meeting in the slate of upcoming live-action Star Wars shows set during the Mando timeline. I'm going with the Syndulla / Imperial Trap to close things out in this episode as its final key moment, and it's for many reasons. First, Orn Free Taa gets assassinated by Crosshair to set up Cham and Eleni. Second, this is more than likely the final moment goodbye between Hera and her mother. We know her mom died at the hands of the Empire, so we will more than likely see that next week, possibly in a save maneuver to ensure Hera's ultimate escape. I have a feeling Crosshair will be the trigger man too. Finally, Captain Hauser is clearly not as affected by his chip as the other clones. His actions all episode towards the Syndullas hint as much, and he clearly will be involved in helping Hera escape based on how he shot after Rampart gives him the orders to find her. he will more than likely sacrifice himself to save her. It should also be noted that he's one of the only remaining clones wearing styled armor, so it's just another clue that he's not like the rest of the robots at this point in time in the galaxy. Why? Who knows, but he clearly isn't all good soldiers follow orders yet. It looks like we have a two-parter on our hands thanks to this episode's cliffhanger. And with a title like Rescue on Ryloth for the next week's episode, it's inevitable that the Batch will be getting involved in Hera's rescue and the insurgency taking off on Ryloth. Again, thank you Dave and team. Make sure to tune into the next episode of the Star Wars Time Show, in which myself and my co-host Nick will fully break down Devil's Deal and give our thoughts on it as a whole. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subbing to our YouTube channel. We'd also love for you to join in with our weekly Star Wars podcast, so use the links in this video's description, or head to StarWarsTime.net to subscribe to the platform of your choice. There's always time for Star Wars time, and remember, if you listen to the Star Wars Time Show, the Force will be with you. Always.